Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hello there, it's Mike. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, it's Mike Matthews somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And it's episode 2688. Ain't that great? And I know sometimes people get full of hate when it regards things like, you know, all the stuff going on in the world. Oh, gosh, it's bad. But that's okay. We're gonna...
Mike's Daily Podcast.
You're getting a healthy dose of all kinds of stuff like that with your news
Mike's
and your other stuff
Daily
that you peruse.
Podcast.
But today,
Yeah!
everywhere you look, you hear about the bad stuff, and I know that's all being covered very well by all the media. But here I'm going to talk about some other stuff that it gives you a little bit of a breather time here, that we can laugh about some stuff, we can discuss and observe. And this podcast is not me going, oh, today I opened up a can of peaches and I ate them with some yogurt and it was good. No, that's not me. I didn't do that, actually. That was my lovely lady friend who did that. But I'm here to talk about things like about how some people fight technology with all the fervor in their body that they can muster. And it tends to be something, and I'm in my mid-50s, just about to be 55 in the month of November. And I found, I've always been perplexed by people older than me. I've always noticed people older than me fight technology. There was a time that my mom, my late mother, she adopted the computer. When the personal computer became prevalent, she went out and bought a used one and took a class on how to use it. And I thought that was fantastic.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Especially since she beat me at it by over a year, I think a couple of years. I didn't really start using a computer till work gave me a computer to work with. And I got into it, asked questions. How does this work? How does that work? Knowing that it would help me. The podcast picture is of the beautiful Benita Marina. I took a picture recently. I was there, and you can see a picture of me at MikesDailyPodcast.com. But this show isn't just about me. It's about how we deal with things like technology. The late, great Basil the Boxer, he wasn't a fan of new technology. And I don't think he necessarily fought it. But, you know, it took a while. But you can teach an old dog new tricks. Don't buy into that bizarre saying, because old people can learn new stuff. I try and learn new stuff. I try and adapt. I try and figure out why certain things are popular these days. Certain beliefs are popular these days. I'm like, wait, what? With the young folk? But anyway, there's a guy at work who is fighting the new technology that our company is having us do, and he's fighting it with every fiber of his being, and I hear him complain about it nonstop, and it's driving me crazy. It's like, dude, you're old. Deal with it. Move on. If you're having difficulty with it, call up the people higher up, and they will walk you through it. They want you to adopt it. They want you to be comfortable with it. They'll probably send you to some website with a bunch of webinars. You'll learn that, and you'll move on. .org. Gosh, I'm just I'm one of these people, I cannot, and it's funny for a guy whose every podcast starts with the song Mike's Daily Podcast, look, it's another song, Mike's Daily Podcast, the whole intro. Café Anyway. But I hate hearing people say the same thing every single day. I can't get used to this technology. Yes, you've said that 50 times already. You're driving me crazy. Stop. So today is You're Driving Me Crazy Day. No, it's not. It's actually Snowblower Day. which is snowblower maintenance week is actually what it is. But let's see. If you're listening to this on the 12th, it's National Farmers Day. A lot of farmers had to learn new technology in order to keep up and keep the profits high. It's National Free Thought Day. What is that? Free thought? Well, the day promotes logic and evidence-based decision-making. Additionally, the observance offers an opportunity for free thinkers to have a sense of community. It also provides a way to open dialogue and share their opinions.
The Fascinating Material Project.
You will travel into the incredible universe.
Ginormous.
American Humanist Association. The organizers selected the date of October 12th due to a series of events dating back to the Salem witch trials in 1692. Throughout the trials, I've decided to make my R's into W's, which some people with British accents do. Throughout the trials, questionable evidence and accusers' claims of witnessing devils and specters caused the case to halted. I might be missing a word there. Eventually, the hysteria surrounding the case and a letter written by the Massachusetts Governor William Phips on October 12th declared spectral evidence inadmissible in court. Up until that point, at least 20 accused had already been executed. The governor's letter saved hundreds of lives, thus basing things on evidence and Free Thought Day. So, absolutely. Absolutely. Base things on evidence and facts, which is very murky these days as we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth.
Anyway.
But try your best to base things on evidence and facts and try to, they say a rushed decision is a bad decision because you don't have enough time to get all the facts. Sometimes that's all we can do. At the moment, it's either sink or swim, but still, just try and get all the facts in.
Magnification.
This was telling us about, so the week that is coming up next week will be Snowblower Maintenance Week. I see. That all from the National Daycalendar.com people that bring us so many fascinating things like that. Outside of Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth, look who's here. Hi, Mac. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. Hey, y'all doing it? I ride my horse daily along with me, too. It's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what. What? I hate not at all technology. I'm full of hate towards technology, anything new, this AI thing. I don't like that. And I don't like light bulbs. Oh, okay. Light bulbs. Yeah, those light bulbs. You mean the LED ones? Yeah, what's wrong with the old ones? They're the best. Okay, look who else is here. Hello, Mike. I make delicious root beer. Have some right now. Hey, boom. Excellent. I'm going to try this root beer now, even though it's brand new and I'm scared of anything new.
Whoa! Mike's Matthewsman Park.
The front panel will close automatically. Please remain seated
Thank
at
you.
all times.
Yeah, drink it right now. I'll cut you. Oh, boy.
I just drank it. So good. I bet there's some pumpkin in it because we're ever so into the pumpkin sphere and all the happiness and the wonderful joy that is of October and doing things like trying to, I don't know, come up with a goofy looking Halloween type front yard display. What do you think about that? Is a car, bus? I guess that's a bus drives by Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Yeah, I would say throw something out there, a pumpkin, I don't really have it. Okay, I had a skeleton, but it fell apart, so now I just have a couple parts of the skeleton. You know, to get in the jolly October mood. I don't mean to scare anybody, but it's kind of fun. Gotta laugh at.
And now we return you to our regularly scheduled program with Mike Matthews.
Laugh at it. I don't understand why people get so, it's all about evil and death, and yet that's what yours truly never watches horror movies because of that. I don't want to get into that darkness. But it is, the days are getting darker, and this is a long tradition, October. I don't know. I look at the good side of October. The harvest side, the happy side. The fact that I've got a zillion apples falling out of my trees. And I'm trying to make as much apple cobbler as I can. Magnification. So the film that Taylor Swift is coming out with is also in competition with Beyonce's Renaissance Tour film. Well, hers is coming out later than... Let's see. Movie theaters will become a beehive this December for Beyonce, hot off the heels of a deal to bring Taylor Swift's filmed Eras Tour to cinemas. The film will appear in theaters Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays for around 4 weeks, starting in December. That's interesting. Only Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. That reminds me, speaking of Halloween and that kind of thing, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, wasn't that always on like late midnight Friday nights or Saturday nights? I went to one of those in Santa Barbara when I was in college. It's pretty crazy. And they did all the things like throwing rice at people. And
Mike's Out of Left Field recordings.
Recording everything captures actions that will never again be repeated.
A fine article.
You silly, great, fat article.
However, these movies are expensive. Tickets will start at $22 for standard show times, with a premium large format screen available for a higher fee. It's unclear what Beyonce's film could open to in December, as tickets just went on sale Monday of, this was the first Monday of the month in October thus far. So now Taylor Swift's movie is coming out this Friday and will be open to at least $100 million. It should open to at least $100 million in ticket sales. By the end of Taylor Swift's international tour dates next year, music analysts predict the star's Eras Tour will have generated between $1 billion and $1.4 billion in revenue. Beyonce's tour looks to top out just above $560 million. That all from Rob Black. I produce his podcast, Rob Black Show, and he does a radio show on AM 1220 KDOW weekday mornings. He's also on the TV on Kron weekday mornings in the 9 o'clock hour. Americans are still spending like there's no tomorrow. Could it be that's how people deal with anxiety? Concerts, trips, designer handbags are taking priority over saving for a home or saving for a rainy day. Yours truly had a rainy day this past weekend when my garage door stopped working and I couldn't park the car. I couldn't get the car out of the garage. So I had to get on that. Consumers should be spending less by now. Interest rates are up. Inflation remains high, getting higher. Pandemic savings have shrunk. The labor market is cooling. Yet household spending remains robust as Americans spend 5.8% more in August. They spent almost 6% more in the month of August than a year earlier, well outstripping less than 4% inflation. And the experience economy boomed this summer. People wanting their experiences, with Delta Airlines reported record revenues in the second quarter. Remember when we had to bail out the airlines because nobody was flying because of COVID? And Ticketmaster selling over 295 million event tickets in the first 6 months of 2023. Man, the vaccines and people getting out there, it just opened this wide up 295 million tickets. up nearly 18% year over year.
Woo!
A tough housing market has more consumers writing off ever owning a house. So that's why they're spending and not saving. The pandemic showed the instability of long-term plans. So people are spending on once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Consumers might not be able to keep splurging forever. Labor strikes and student loan repayments could both lead people to pull back. Rising gas prices could also deter travel, although gas prices have started to go down again, thank goodness. Okay, and Paris Hilton made a revenue-sharing deal to create content for X, Twitter, as the platform tries to push video and live shopping content. The news has the CEO, Linda Yaccarino of X, using hashtags living, the catchphrase Hilton has been trying to make happen for years. Hashtags living? S-living? Okay. Well, there you go. What do you think about all that? You can call me at my number. Here it is, spoken by a very loud person.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
And with more ways to reach me, and hopefully I'll bring you a new podcast soon. And yes, all the places you can check out Mike's Daily Podcast. I'm on Instagram. I'm on X. I'm on Facebook. I'm all over the place. And you can find out those places if you go to my website. And with more on that, here's A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com.
Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye.